Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have a huge LynBDesigns haul and swatch for you. This is actually one of my birthday orders. My boyfriend was so kind to get me a huge list of my wants from LynB. So I have a whole box here. Let's just look at what we've got. This first one is a base coat. I know I told you guys I had a indie base coat coming. This is it. This is the Be Sticky base coat, which I don't have any of, but I have heard things like the Orly Bonder and certain other sticky base coats are awesome. So I wanted to try that for myself and went ahead and got LynB's. And let's get into the actual polishes. These are all unwrapped because I did open them for my birthday, but this one is called Stay Fresh Cheese Bags. This is a thermal, and this is a very nice cantaloupe kind of orange with a hint of pinky, and then it does have a really nice pink shimmer. And it looks like on extreme angles here that it might be a pink to gold shimmer. But this is how it looks under the brighter light, and it is a thermal, so it should have a change as well. Let's try it out. Let's go right on in for our first coat. This is a flat brush, so I probably shouldn't have drained it as much. And it is a little sheer on the first coat, but I would assume that this one builds up really nicely. It's just to let that shimmer come through, even though in the bright light, you're not able to see it very well, but you can see the shimmer particles. So I'll let that dry and come back for a second coat. Let's go in with a second coat. Oh yeah, this should cover in 3. Let's go in with our third and final coat. And then we will look into the thermal aspect. Since my hands are kind of cold right now, they are not going to show you the beautiful color that this transitions to, which is like a yellow. Here's the flash so you can see that shimmer a little better. That is so pretty. I am honestly so in love with this whole collection. The Thankful Thermals collection, I am definitely on my way to collecting them all. I adore them. That pink flash is so heavy and beautiful. And here's what it looks like transitioned. It's almost like a chartreusey kind of yellowish green. It's so pretty with that pink shimmer. So nice. It just looks so glittery. The pigments almost look like a micro hollow, like a micro hollow, smaller than I've ever seen or that I've ever shown on this channel to my remembrance. Really cool. And you can see this kind of transitioning into cold there against my skin. It almost gives me like mango vibes. This is so pretty. And now it is kind of transitioning back. Love it. And that is Stay Fresh cheese bags. This next one is a beautiful ethereal type of color. There is what seems like a white base, but it also has a lot of color shifts going on. And it looks like green with like blue. And on these extreme angles, you get like purple to pink. And there's also a really beautiful scattered micro hollow going on. This is just so pretty. And this one is called Shantae You Stay. Let's try it out. Let's go in with our first coat. Wow, that is stunning. I'll let that dry and we'll come back for a second coat. Let's go in for our second coat. And this is another one that has a little bit of sheerness to it to let all of these wonderful shifty shimmers kind of build up. So pretty. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a third coat. Let's go in with a third coat. This one may be a 4-coater due to the sheer kind of white, creamy, jelly type of base. So ethereal, so glowy, gorgeous. Let's go in for our fourth and final coat. This angle really showcases that ethereal blue, but let me just show you what this can actually do. So here we are with that ethereal blue, and when you transition it, it gets a little darker, and then it turns into purple, and then you get that bright pink. So this one is a color bomb, and it's super shifty. Love this one. This next one is a beautiful black jelly type of polish, and it is also a thermal that lightens up. It has all these beautiful fall type flakies in them, pink and orange, and that kind of gold to green. And there is also what appears to be a scattered hollow. So this one's really interesting, and this one is called Rapa Nui. This is a thermal, and this is from this one says Polish and Beauty Expo, but when I look it up, it says it's from the Wanderlust collection. Maybe it is both. I didn't realize this was a PBE polish, but that is what it says. So very interesting. So excited to try this one out. Let's go right on in with our first coat. Oh wow, that nearly covers in one coat. Most of my LynBs are more on the sheer side, but this one seems to be really opaque right away. So we will only need 2 coats for this one. Touch up this one a little here. I'll wait for that to dry and come back with a second coat. The thermal action is going strong here, and these seem to go flush with my skin tone, which is really cool. And it gives kind of the black tips look, but let's go in with our second coat and see how this one fills out. And that is 2 coats. I'll wait for it to dry and then show you the finalized thermal effect. This is so pretty how it fades into like a French tip. Really nice, and it seems really appropriate for this time of year. Very pretty. Oh my goodness. I love it. It's kind of ghostly. Like it a lot. How fun. And those flakes are everything. Oh, I love this. So, so pretty. This next one is a beautiful dusty blue with these what look like copper, reddish pink, goldy, shifty flakes. And this one is also a thermal from the Thankful Thermals line. This one is called Honey Mustard Vibes. Really excited to try this one out. Love that dusty blue color. It just complements so nice with those flakes. Let's try it out. Let's go right on in for our first coat. This is another one that seems to cover really well in the first coat, so we will probably only need 2 coats. I'm going to let that dry and come back for our second coat. It has shifted a little bit with its thermal power. It is kind of a taupey color when it shifts. So we're just going to give it our second coat and check it out. It is so beautiful. And there is the awesomeness of the thermal. I went ahead and warmed them up and dipped the tips into cold water, and that looks so cool. So it goes to like a taupe color, but it has kind of that blue overtone or undertone, however you want to say it. It has that little bit of hue, which is kind of cool. So love this one. I love these thermals. These are so fun. This next one is another super flaky and hollow filled thermal. This one is from the Saved by the Bell collection. This one's called You Really Are a Bozo. And this has those really bright pink to kind of cantaloupe, and then there's some that look kind of green. So some shifty flakies. This one kind of reminds me of this one because it also goes into like a taupe color, nude type of color, But it also reminds me of this one because it has that scattered hollow and it has those kind of shaped flakies, even though this one has more of a variegated color. This one has a similar look. It just has that really bright blue. It's like nearing blurple. It has like a tinge of purple to it. Let's try it out. Let's go right on in with our first coat. I'll wait for that to dry and come back with our second coat. Let's go right on in for our second coat. This one is opaque in 2 to 3 coats. I'm just using a little bit thicker of coats. But if you have longer nails, you definitely want to go in with that third one. And there it is, and it's 2 coats. So I will let that dry, and then we'll peep out that thermal action. And here it is with all of its thermal goodness. Put the flash on so you can see these beautiful flakes. And you can see why it kind of reminded me of the honey mustard vibes as well as the Rapa Nui. Those flakes and hollow for the Rapa Nui and those blue tips on taupe kind of reminds me of the honey mustard vibes. So they're all super beautiful. There's another dip for that thermal effect. I love it. This next one is super cute. This is like a light sagey green, and it has multiple different little flakies in there as well as hollow. I am in love with greens with flakes. I don't know what it's been lately, but it's been getting me. And this one has really cool flakes. There's like teal and pink and purple and blue in this kind of matcha tea colored polish, and I really enjoy it. I'm so excited to get it on my nails. This one is called What's the Pointillist? Let's try it out. Let's go right on in with our first coat. Let's go in with a second coat. It's really close to opaque on 2, but I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and come back in for a third coat. Let's go right on in for our third coat. That is so gorgeous. My goodness. LynBDesigns has some of the greatest polishes, like, oh my goodness. I cannot stop admiring this. There's been so many of these, y'all, that I just want to stop this video and just wear the polish, like, oh my goodness. These are too pretty. I can't even. My gosh. The last one I have here today is a kind of shifty, ethereal type blue polish with a scattered hollow. This This one is from the Crystal Gems collection, and this one is called Moonstone. If you've been watching my channel for a while, then you probably know I cannot pass up any polish named Moonstone. They're all so beautiful, and they capture that moonstone-like rainbow glow. And this one looks almost as if it has a linear hollow running through it. You can chase the lines on the bottle, and the polish itself looks kind of metallic, and there's also a shifty shimmer. There you can kind of see it. Let's try this one out. Let's go right on in for our first coat. I will let that dry and come back for a second coat. Let's go right on in for our second coat. That's really pretty and super shimmery and sparkly. We'll turn on the flash. And you can see that kind of greenish gold and that pink and all those hollows. Oh my goodness. Another beautiful polish in my collection, Moonstone by LynBDesigns. That is so gorgeous. And that shifty shimmer on top, wow. So pretty. And that is all of the beautiful polishes by LynBDesigns that were gifted to me by my love for my birthday. And this is just the beginning, y'all. I've got a whole nother package from LynB that will be here very soon. So look out for that video because it is on its way as soon as I get it. If you have enjoyed this video or are looking forward to my next LynBDesigns video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and if you hit that notification bell, you will make sure not to miss the next ones. Well, until next time, guys, thanks so much for hanging with me.